Peace, beloved. It's Ample Moon, and you're watching The Dark Side of the Moon, where we expand your consciousness through awareness of spiritual matters and mental health matters and just life in general. We also talk about just the many different facets of spirituality. So today I got some water spilled on my phone, so the quality is a bit, but it's cool. I'm doing a video, so that's all that matters. Also, I'm still kind of out and about doing my thing, so this video is just gonna be a little low quality, but the message is powerful nonetheless. Today, the episode is anxiety attacks. So, we've all had them. We've had them at different degrees. Sometimes we've had them and we didn't even know we were having them, which is one of the worst times to have an anxiety attack. But I guess like I usually do, I'm gonna talk about my story. Hopefully you can grab some insight from that. And I'm gonna talk about some ways in which you can deal with anxiety just in general and what to do when you're having an anxiety attack. Okay, so I remember I had this really bad anxiety attack, and it was my car had caught on fire and I was at a gas station, and it was just like, this is literally happening to me right now. Like, I'm literally at a gas station and the front half of my car is literally lit on fire, like just big flames, not just little flames, like big ass flames. And like people are trying to help, but like the fire is like partially inside of the car as well. So there was like, it was hard to get to the steering wheel to like push the car away from the gas pump. So I literally entered this state where I literally could not do anything. My brain just stopped itself. I was breathing really hard, like I could barely breathe, and like I just had tears flowing out, and it was just a really weird state of mind. Luckily there were a lot of people there, so I was getting a lot of help, and I wasn't just alone and just having that happen to me. It was like partial shock in a way to the way that the anxiety hit. But I remember that as I was having the anxiety attack, I really sat there and I was really breathing. I was focusing on trying to control my breath as much as possible, because I would notice that when I didn't breathe, like the anxiety was starting to kick in even more. But as I was breathing through it, it was like I could feel myself still be in some sort of control, you know? So that's why I'm like always talking about like breathing in and out. Like that's important, because you can change the whole shape and form of whatever is happening to you just by sitting there and breathing, like, you know. But nonetheless, there are different levels of anxiety attacks. Sometimes you have anxiety before you have to go speak in front of a crowd. I've had a lot of experience doing that. Just in school, I was always doing the projects and stuff, you know, I had to stand up in front of class and talk and stuff. And I used to teach about etiquette, and eating dinner and stuff, that kind of etiquette, you know, like the forks are this on the side and all that good stuff. I actually had to teach classes and stuff, so I used to stand in front of like a whole bunch of people. And like I had like many anxiety attacks, like small ones, like these are low level anxiety attacks where it's like, you know, everybody's sitting there, you know. But I guess the way to really look at that is to realize that some people will judge you, but you're doing the most judging in the situation, because most people just want to hear what you have to say, and they are more inclined to hear what you have to say when you're saying it from a place of your individuality versus trying to uphold a certain light about yourself when you're on stage, instead of just completely being yourself. When you completely be yourself, anxiety lowers, because anxiety is like something that tells you that something is wrong. And there's nothing wrong with you being yourself. You know, it's only just the outside perception that you believe that when you're being yourself, you're doing something wrong, you know? And in some cases, yes, like you can't go and have an inaugural speech and just be like on some fuck shit, like sometimes you gotta just step into that world of this is my job and I can't be saying any of what I want to say in that particular area. So when it comes to anxiety like that, it's just like, okay, you need to take a moment to breathe. If you know that you experience anxiety because like it's like millions of people looking at you, or not even millions, or just a couple people looking at you, you know, it's like, what in that situation is making you feel that way? Like, get to the core problem of it all. What is the real root issue? Are you afraid of judgment? Are you afraid of people talking about you? And if you are, then it's time to transcend that notion and look into the fact that people are here for you. They're listening to you. They're tuned in to you. So you have something to say it, and be it 100%. But yeah, like I always say, meditation is a great way to essentially understand anxiety, because like I always say, I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna stop saying it the other way because I don't believe in it. Anxiety is temporary. Some people have labeled it as anxiety disorder and have grasped onto it and held onto it instead of realizing that everybody in the world has, will, or is experiencing anxiety or has experienced anxiety. Like, it's a normal human emotion. It's just a trigger that says, hey, something's wrong. Something is making me feel uncomfortable. Something is taking me out of my comfort zone. Like, I am stepping into a place that I don't normally do, you know? And it's normal for you to experience that in multi parts of your life, especially like when you've been through something heavy and like you've just had an argument with somebody. Like you can have anxiety like from that argument. You can go into the world and be like, I kind of feel unsafe with myself, so now I'm having anxiety with that, you know? Another way is to talk to people. Have a conversation with someone that you feel has your best interests in mind, and have a conversation. Like, talk about what it is that has hurt you the most in your life. Talk about what do you experience while you're having anxiety. Like, normally when you get to the core issue of the problem, you understand how to eliminate the anxiety. Like, once you understand that I'm having anxiety because blase did this, or I'm having anxiety because there's a lot going on in my life, you know, and you probably just need to take a break, take a second to yourself to rejuvenate yourself. Eat some good fruits and vegetables, you know, get some sunlight, go outside, take a breather. It's important to know when to take a break and to have a rest, because, you know, it's like being up and going to sleep. It's like you need both of them to be productive, you know, and it doesn't necessarily mean going to sleep. It could just mean taking a break and knowing when you need to do so, because you can push and not have no, you know, pushing in the opposite direction, and it could drive you to tip your scales, and when you tip your scales, you're no longer balanced. So it's about creating that balance of doing both, resting and doing, and you'll keep yourself from being anxiety prone. And of course, like usual, foods will do it to you too. Foods are have powerful, not residue, they have powerful, what am I trying to say here? They will shift your life in a direction. You know, you eat a bag of chips, you could feel the bag of chips deteriorating your mind. You can feel the bag of chips you know, you can feel the chemicals in it, you know. And then when you eat fruit, you can feel it like going through your body, and it feels like life is being poured into you, you know. So if you're having bad anxiety all the time, you have to look at your life situations and start to decrease and to minimize and get rid of things that may be causing it. Like clutter can cause it. Clutter causes anxiety. It's big on causing anxiety. You got a lot of clutter in your bedroom. You ain't getting no sleep. You better have some bad dreams. You got clutter in your house. All hell gonna break loose. Anxiety, you know, those negative emotions, you know, they get stuck in the room, you know. And yeah, I mean, in the food aspect, you know, you pretty much understand that. Like I've always talked about food in my show, you know, food has a strong effect on you because, you know, when everything is situational and you're always gonna be in a different place, like food is always gonna be in your body, in your vessel, so it's gonna go wherever you decide that you wanna grow. So, you know, eat how you wanna feel at all times, you know what I mean? Be balanced. If you want to enjoy that lifestyle, eating chips and eating snacks here and there, good, go enjoy it. But, you know, be balanced, detox, drink water, you know, go outside, get sunlight, you know, it's important. But yeah, that pretty much wraps it up on this episode. Peace. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like and make sure you subscribe, of course. Probably next week we'll probably get back to, you know, doing videos like I used to. And yeah.